In the super sectional, Quincy outlasted torrential wet weather that dumped more than 2 inches of rain on the Chatham-Glenwood field during the second half alone and beat Belleville East 5-0 behind a hat trick from Skylar Engel, earning the first state quarterfinal berth in program history. The Blue Devils guaranteed themselves a state trophy with a 12-0 drubbing of Chicago Whitney Young in the quarterfinals. Following a 4-0 loss to New Lenox Lincoln Way, Quincy bounced back to beat Naperville North 2-1 in the third-place game. Quincy finished the season with a 24-2 record. Team members: Ashley Spake, Amanda Schwartz, Julie Richmiller, Skylar Engel, Brooke Bradshaw, Lindsay Noble, Megan Bruce, Jennifer Bordenkircher, Brandy Bradshaw, Kim Garkey, Tara Runyon, Jessica Yordy, Sarah Lansing, Casey Fjord, Katie O'Brien, Sarah Buddy, Megan Ott, Jennifer Winters, Jessica Newman, Jenny Nogus, Leslie Harvey, and Kara Helke. Jamie Atkins, Dick Stewart, statistician Brooks Wyckoff, athletic trainer Chuck Eggerman, and head coach Bill Sanders. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1999 Quincy High School girls soccer team. The Quincy High School Hall of Fame Committee would like to recognize and induct Lyle Martin. One thing Lyle Martin always could do was hit. It didn't matter what level he played at either. Martin graduated from Quincy High School in 1988 as the baseball program's career leader in home runs with 45. As a senior, he earned the Herald League Player of the Year award. He was also an All-Western Big Six Conference selection and also a reserve on the 1987 boys basketball team that finished 4th at the Class AA state tournament. Martin also played for the Quincy American Legion Post 37 baseball team that reached the Legion World Series in 1987. Martin signed to play at Bradley and enjoyed a record-setting career there. When Martin graduated in 1993, he was the Braves' all-time leader in hits and at-bats. Currently, he still ranks in the top 10 in 6 offensive categories. Second in games played, second in at-bats, third in runs scored, 4th in RBIs, 6th in hits, and 8th in doubles. Martin was president of the Bradley Hall of Fame in 1999. Martin and his family live in Orange County, California, where he is a managing partner and president of Sodrek Medical Solutions and vice president of commercial strategy for True Inject Medical. Ladies and gentlemen, Lyle Martin. The Quincy High School Hall of Fame Committee would like to recognize and induct Adam Pfeiffer. From start to finish, Adam Pfeiffer made the den at Fox Creek Golf Course his personal playground. It resulted in Pfeiffer becoming one of just 3 Quincy High School boys golfers to win an individual state championship. As a senior in 2003, Pfeiffer opened the 2-day state tournament with a 2 under 70 and never relinquished the lead. He used some body English to roll in a hard putt on the final hole to finish off a 1 over 73 in the second round, a 143 total, which was at the time the lowest winning score ever in a Class 2A tournament. That record has since been broken, but it doesn't diminish the fact Pfeiffer's name belongs among the top golfers the tradition-rich QHS program has produced. He was a 3-time All-Western Big Six Conference selection and helped the Blue Devils to 3 top 10 finishes at the state tournament. He was a 7-time medalist in high school tournaments, including winning the regional title as a sophomore. As a senior, he was the lowest stroke average on the team. Pfeiffer, who lives in Quincy, continues to compete at a high level. He has won 5 Quincy Mid-City Golf Championship titles and is only one of 3 golfers to win the city title 3 straight years. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Pfeiffer. The Quincy High School Hall of Fame Committee would like to recognize and induct Susan Sandage Kinzer. Be it spring or fall, Susan Sandage Kinzer found a way to do it all. A 2-sport standout and 1994 Quincy High School graduate, Sandage Kinzer's name is scattered throughout the volleyball and softball record books. She was named the Quincy Herald-Winning Player of the Year in softball in 1994 after completing her career as a 3-time All-Western Big Six Conference selection, a 3-time All-Area selection, and a 2-time team MVP. As a senior, she batted .436 and scored 23 runs in one of the best conferences in the state. In volleyball, Sandage Kinzer was a 2-time All-Western Big Six selection, a 2-time All-Area and team MVP as a senior. She graduated among the career leaders in several offensive and defensive categories, including kills, service points, and digs. She was named MVP of the Quincy Invitational as a senior and earned the Team Defensive Award. In fact, she won the Team Defensive Award 3 times in her career. She was also an instrumental part of her 92-93 team that earned an American Volleyball Coaches Association Team Academic Award. She graduated from Grayson College in Milwaukee, Iowa, and currently lives in Coralville, Iowa, with her husband Sam and 3 sons. Ladies and gentlemen, Susan Sandage Kinzer. The Quincy High School Hall of Fame Committee would like to recognize and induct Mark Bailey. Eventually, Mark Bailey was going to do what no swimmer in Quincy High School history had ever done. Bailey climbed a step closer to a championship each year he qualified for the Illinois High School Association State Swim Meet. As a sophomore, he finished 4th in the 50-yard freestyle. As a junior, he took 3rd. By his senior year, nobody could catch him. Bailey claimed the state title in the 50 free, finishing in 20.74 seconds, and as the only swimmer in the field to break the 21-second barrier in either the preliminaries or the finals. He swam a 20.82 in the preliminaries. Also, Bailey told the Quincy Coach, it's an amazing feeling. It comes from all the hard work and commitment, and it's awesome knowing it all paid off. Bailey became the most decorated swimmer in the history of the Quincy High School boys program, winning 8 state medals. He finished in the top 8 3 straight years in the 100 butterfly and was part of the 200 freestyle and 200 medley relay teams that also took 8th state in his senior season. Bailey owns 7 school records and was a high school All-American in 4 different events. He went on to swim in Clemson, where he was an NCAA championship qualifier and still ranks among the top 10 fastest times in 3 different events. He and his wife Marissa live in Quincy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Bailey. The Quincy High School Hall of Fame Committee would like to recognize and induct Floyd Robbins. In 1985, Floyd Robbins began traveling around the region with the youth of Quincy, developing their basketball skills while teaching them a thing or two about life along the way. He kept traveling for 23 more years. Robbins graduated from Quincy High School in 1956. He then earned an athletic scholarship to play football and basketball at Parsons College in Fairfield, Iowa. After college, Robbins returned home to Quincy, and in 1985, he began what has always been known as the Little Devils basketball program. Robbins worked with varsity head coaches Jerry Leggett, Lauren Wallace, and Sean Taylor, and helped lay the groundwork for the success of the varsity basketball programs. Robbins also started a Little Devils basketball program for girls in 1988, and in 1999, he helped begin the 7th grade football program at Quincy Junior High School. Robbins, along with his wife Linda, made these contributions to Quincy youth all on a volunteer basis. Hundreds of Quincy kids were the beneficiaries of Floyd's time and his effort, me included, Coach Douglas included. Many of Quincy High School's athletic programs have experienced great success, and for a long time, Robbins had a lot to do with it. Ladies and gentlemen, Floyd Robbins. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 Hall of Fame, please.
Well, unfortunately, I was wrong, and the officials were right.
Yeah, I watched it on Cage QA, to be honest with you, and the shot was off. I mean, in live action, I would have to agree with you. But after watching it, it counted, and it's a moot point by now because it went down as a W, and we're here tonight to hopefully pick up that third straight win for Andy Douglas and the Blue Devils.
And to one of the officials' credit, after he got dressed, he asked to see the film and wanted to make sure that the call was correct.
Good for him. More officials need to do that.
And when he found out it was correct, he just, shook his head and said, okay, I can go home in good conscience, and left the gymnasium. So that's what happened last night as Quincy defeated Urbana 52-49 in overtime. Welcome to the final game of the 44th Quincy Thanksgiving Tournament. We just completed the Hall of Fame ceremony, and congratulations to the 1999 girls soccer team, to Lyle Martin, to Adam Pfeiffer, to Floyd Robbins, to Susan Sandage-Kinzer, and to Mark Bailey on it being inducted into the Blue Devil Sports Hall of Fame. But the Quincy High Blue Devils are 2-0 on the basketball season. They will take on the Red Cats of Milwaukee Bayview High School, who are 1-2 on the season, 0-2 in this Thanksgiving tournament. The pregame show is brought to you by Zender Robinson Stormer Cooks and Funeral Home in Quincy and Payson. Tim Kincher with Matt Longo, Paul Erickson, our producer. And Matt, an exciting ball game last night. Going to be tough for the Blue Devils to top that game last night, but they can certainly top their performance.
There's no doubt. And Coach Douglas talked about that, saying that there's that consistency, and they're still feeling the players out as far as who can be in the systems, and the kids figuring out the coaching staff as well. So, yes, there's room for improvement, but we're here tonight. And the only thing that scares me tonight is that catch game, because I think the boys already know that they probably have the championship in line. But you want to go out each game, each opportunity you have to play as hard as you can and make yourself better. And I see that happening. I just hope I've been in that situation as a coach. It's sort of a catch game.
Trap game, you mean?
Trap game that you just don't overlook it and realize, okay, we got conference starting next week. So concentrate on tonight and then worry about next week after that.
First of all, they haven't played well enough the first two nights to say, hey, we're the greatest thing that this program has ever produced. Let's just wander out here. And second of all, when you're shooting 39% as a team at the free throw line, don't count your chickens for any reason at all.
It's funny because Lance Tomlinson stopped me. He says, what did they shoot? And I said, I guarantee you that'll be part of our pregame that we talk about is our free throw shooting. And I said, I'd shoot them a text, and it's 39%. It's got to get better.
But the amazing thing is, Milwaukee Bayview shooting 53% as a team. U City won the game against Urbana tonight by the final of 65-62, and they could have salted that game away, but they couldn't make free throws in the fourth quarter to save your life. It's a lost art anymore, making free throws, mainly because you don't get on video package highlights making free throws.
No, you don't get that, but it's a major part of the game because, they add up during the course of a game, especially in certain situations. And if you miss it, that can lead to momentum for the other team. So obviously it's an area that Coach Douglas and the boys have to work on, but a lot of other things they need to work on as well.
And that's the great thing, and you can speak about this better than I, being a coach for so many years as you have. It's great to win and have that winning record, but when you can teach and get the kids to practice and still say, listen, guys, yeah, we're winning games, but we got to play a lot better if we're going to compete with the teams that we have on our schedule.
And we did that this year with soccer. We really upped our schedule to put ourselves in as many situations as you can. I've been around Quincy like you have for a long time. And the unfortunate thing is a lot of people look at you could go 22-0, and the only thing that they're going to look at is how far you go into postseason.
Yeah.
And that's a shame because you do accomplish a lot during the regular season. You try your hardest to win as many games as you can, but the bottom line is you're preparing yourself for those regionals, and that's what people look at. And in every situation that these boys have, hopefully it'll pay off for them in that crunch time when they have to play.
Well, the first analogy that popped in my head as you were saying that was Premier League soccer in England, because there's some coaches that are on the hot seat over there, like Manuel Pellegrini at Manchester City. They're not doing well in the Champions League, and they're talking about firing him, and he's won the league title 2 out of the last 3 years.
Yeah, well, that's life over there. That's life. I mean, those people are passionate about their game over there.
Oh, they're not passionate about basketball here at Quincy. Is that what you're...
Yes, they are, but not life and death.
Well,
it's life and death over there.
Yeah, I know. Pre-game show is brought to you by Zender Robinson Stormer Cooks and Funeral Home in Quincy and Payson. We'll get the thoughts of head coach Andy Douglas as we get set for this ball game between Quincy and Milwaukee Bayview. We'll step aside for 2.5 minutes and come back with Coach Douglas. This is Blue Devil Basketball on 103.9 The Fox.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family, and that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese and Quincy at 223-4623.
Around here, people matter, and relationships are built on trust. That's the way it is at Town & Country Bank. Real people who like things simple, honest, and done right. And our roots are right here, so we're truly local. If you already do business with us, then you know how good banking can be. And if you're not, well, maybe you should. Town & Country Bank. You'll like how we do business.
Part of the H&B Bank family.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
When Scott and I purchased these two rocking chairs, our intention was to rock together on our porch in our old age. But when Scott was diagnosed with cancer, our lives drastically changed. When discussing Scott's final wishes, we decided the best choice was Hanson Spear Funeral Home. We liked the home-like setting, and we knew we could trust the Spear family to honor our wishes with a personalized video and the Bible Scott used daily. Hanson Spear even arranged a special time for our granddaughters who were having a difficult time. They took care of everything.
Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway, and together we'll review your insurance needs.
Execution on offense, all of those things are things that we do really well during the week and during the first 2.5 weeks of practice. Now it's about putting it to work when we're actually in game situations. And it's early in the season. There's a lot of adrenaline going into the game one, and we had a little bit of a letdown at times last night. But our guys mentally I think are stronger tonight than we were yesterday.
Again, we were talking before we got started, it just seemed like you could tell when your players came out in the second half that the energy level was down. It seemed like the adrenaline had all burned off, and when their energy level dropped, that's when Urbana pounced.
Exactly. I thought mentally we were weak last night. I thought we made a couple mistakes, and we let that one mistake lead to another mistake and then to another. So I thought mentally we came out weaker than I've seen the guys since I've been coaching them, and said, it's a good thing that we see some of those things early. You'd rather see them now than in regionals, but because those are things that we can work on. Those are things that other players can hold each other accountable for, and things that we can correct.
Then again, on the positive side, Reagan Tenhouse steps up when you needed someone to step up, and he's been solid the first two games.
Reagan's done a really good job for us. He's been consistent in what he does, and coaching staff, we talked about it, and the thing about Reagan is he's not taking shots. He's not forcing shots. He's taking shots that are correct for him, that are right for him, that are comfortable for him, and he's an unselfish player. Him and Lincoln LB both are, and I think players they feed off of how they play. And Reagan was put in a position where he had to make a play, and he was able to do it for us.
And the other thing that was interesting last night, we talked about the energy level dropping. You talk about the mental focus or mental weakness. But in that late in the game and in the overtime, you had some kids step into threes and act like they wanted to make them rather than throwing it at the basket and, oh, I hope it goes in.
Yeah, and we talked about that when it was a bit of a letdown going in fourth quarter, have the lead, and give up a deep three. And a lot of times you can see that have a big-time negative effect on how your team comes out and how they play. And we told our guys in the huddle, we played poor basketball, to say the least, the second half. We have a chance to redeem ourselves, and I think our guys took that to task. They came out. Jake hit a big three. Cameron hit a big shot. Obviously, Lincoln hit his and Reagan, but Jake and Cameron were guys who they weren't knocking down shots early in the game. So the mental toughness part of it, I think they showed that a little bit in overtime.
Milwaukee Bayview tonight. What challenges do they present your team?
It's more of what challenges are going to present with our own selves tonight. I think we talked a lot about, again, the mental part of the game, playing through mistakes. We have to be the type of team that plays hard, whether we're playing really well or if we're playing really bad. And that's going to be a big challenge for our guys because it's not easy. It's not easy to do. I remember as a player, Coach Quintero would always tell me, if you miss the first two, keep shooting, you're going to make the next one. And I had that mentality, but it's about that, about guys being able to do things on the defensive end, being able to bring energy throughout the entire contest. And we're going to need it tonight. Bayview's a strong physical team. They're solid rebounding. They love going to the offensive glass. So that's going to be a big challenge for our guys, and I think we're up to it.
The one thing that surprised me in looking at stats through the first two games is you've taken 21 more shots than your opponents, which means you're not only taking shots, but you're going and getting the offensive boards.
That's a positive, and that's one thing that concerned us going into the season was, are we going to be able to rebound both on the offensive side and the defensive side? You need second chance opportunities. Those are the ones that most of the time are closer to the basket, the high percentage shots, and those can be killers to the other team's mental game as well. So our guys have done a phenomenal job of getting to the glass and doing what we call punishing, boxing guys out. So hopefully we can continue that tonight.
Sounds stupid, but 3-0 sounds a lot better than 2-1, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? I got to love it.
Go get them.
Thank you.
That's it, Coach Andy Douglas. As the Blue Devils get set to take on the Red Cats in Milwaukee Bayview, we'll have more in just a few moments here on 103.9 The Fox.
Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway, and together we'll review your insurance needs.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese in Quincy at 223-4623.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Gym. It's the finale of the 44th Quincy Thanksgiving Tournament with the host Blue Devils taking on the Red Cats of Milwaukee Bayview. Bayview comes in with a record of 1-2. They opened their season Tuesday night, defeating Franklin 49-47. Then came here to Quincy, lost to Urbana 57-49, and then lost last night to University City 86-74. Apparently, the head coach of Bayview, Tyler Podol, who's in his 7th year with the Red Cats, told Bob Rakers, our favorite usher here to our right, as the whole team from Bayview went to the QU game this afternoon, told Bob Rakers that he left 4 of their kids at home for disciplinary reasons, and they go to Memphis for their holiday tournament.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a lot of travel.
And they're coming back here next year.
They are
and
not?
Looking forward to it. They are.
They are coming back.
They are coming back next year and looking forward to it, to the 45th Quincy Thanksgiving Tournament next year. So,
good for them. It's nice to get a consistent place to go every year, and you sort of get into a routine. And what a better place to play! It's a great tournament. The crowds are good at least when you play Quincy, and toward the end of your other games, the crowd usually picks up. So at least for a half of your other games, you've got a pretty good crowd watching you as well.
It's kind of hard to figure. I haven't gotten a good read on Bayview in the 2 games they played here at Quincy, Matt. It just seems like they've had a tough time. Well, first of all, they only had 8 kids for their first game and only have 9 here tonight and last night for the game against U City. But it just seems like maybe it's a different officiated game in Illinois than it is in Wisconsin because they've had a tough time adjusting to how the game's been officiated.
Well, I don't think there's any question to that. I mean, we see it in soccer everywhere that we go, down to St. Louis, or when a team from Chicago comes here, they always say they officiate totally different when they're here, when they're somewhere else. So yeah, it's a tough, but they're big kid, 23. What's his name? Eckford.
Brandon Eckford. Yes.
He's a pretty big boy. He's going to be a ton to try to contain underneath. But I think overall, I think we're a better team. It's just a matter of go out and playing and doing what you're supposed to do.
Brandon Eckford, 6'5" senior, and he's a wide body, and that's something that the Blue Devils haven't seen. There were a couple of kids for Urbana and a couple of kids for U City who are tall but not wide bodies. They're more lean and mean. But Eckford is a wide body, and he's going to put his derriere into him and establish position that way.
And he's aggressive.
Yep.
He's not afraid to get in there and bang shoulders with you and bang bodies against you to get to the ball or to try to get to the rim as well.
One thing that was noticeable here in the pregame was that the Blue Devils had a free throw shooting routine as part of their pregame routine here tonight. That's the first time this weekend.
Yeah, and we talked about that. That's what we did in high school as well. That was the last couple minutes or the last minute you lined up and you took a free throw. It was a 1-and-1. If you made it, you got another shot. If you didn't, you rotated to the next spot because it's a game situation with the crowd being there. So maybe it'll pay off. Maybe we'll improve from our 39% free throw shooting from the first 2 games.
And it was interesting because after last night's woeful free throw performance, Coach Douglas decided, all right, I'm going to talk to the kids about it. Now, a lot of coaches, you don't know whether to bring it up or not because you figure it's already ingrained in the players' heads as it is. But he actually confronted his players and said, okay, what are you thinking about when you go to the line? What's your thought process? And he said that a couple of his kids were honest today at the shoot-around and said, first thought in my mind was don't miss.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, the analogy we made last night was the PK shootouts in soccer. I'm sure that runs through a lot of players' minds, no matter what level of soccer it is.
And no doubt. And good for Coach Douglas for doing that. Like you said, there are other coaches that avoid it and say, oh, we'll eventually pick it up. We'll be okay. But eventually it may get to the point where it's uncorrectable, where everybody going there is thinking, I don't want to miss. So at least it's been brought out, and maybe that'll ease their mind a little bit here tonight.
So Coach Douglas said that he brought out some tricks and brought out some thoughts that were coached to him when he was a player and tried to get his players to kind of change their thought process about the approach at the free throw line. And I'll say this, just from the long ago playing days, and I was a little behind your long ago playing days, but it is different to shoot free throws in practice and then get in games and shoot free throws. And especially, okay, let's say here at Blue Devil Gym where you have the band at the one end, you actually have people sitting in those stands, whereas at practice when you shoot there, there's nobody up there. There's no real distractions. Somebody's not checking their cell phone or cleaning their instrument or whatever. And then here at this end, you got people staring at you, this whole bleacher section underneath the other end of the basket.
It's just a little glitch from someone that could throw you off, just enough to make you think different.
So, I can think of it. I'm chock full of excuses why you can miss free throws. But
and you brought it up, and I'm going to change the subject here. What a special night for the people going into the Hall of Fame. Having been there a few years back myself, that is something very special, and it makes you really feel pretty darn important when you're standing out there and they're talking about you as an individual, or as in my case, as a team that you coach to do that. So a lot of those girls were in high school when I was back there, when I was coaching the boys team at the time. Those girls were playing, and they're all good people, as well as the other people that went into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to them. And across town, there's a group of people going in. My dad is going into the Hall of Fame over at Quincy Notre Dame tonight as well. So it's pretty neat.
Well, I was going to say, with the Quincy sports scene, whether it's Quincy University, Quincy Notre Dame, or Quincy High, it seems like whenever a team comes in, most all the members come back for the ceremony. And it's not one of these, hey, I really appreciate it, I hope a lot of people can be there, but I'm just not going to take the time. It seems like, I'm going to say more than 95, probably closer to 100% of the players on those teams actually show up for the ceremony.
Lyle Martin flew his family in from California. Even though he was a transfer kid from Keokuk that came to Quincy, and not his senior year. I think he came his freshman year or sophomore year. But that shows you how important it is to get that award. It's something that you can say the rest of your life. And congratulations to them and Elvira 10th and Jackson as well.
So the Quincy Blue Devils, who come in with a record of 2-0, will take on the Red Cats of Milwaukee Bayview, who have a record of 1-2, 0-2 in this tournament. And for all intents and purposes, Matt, the championship belongs to Quincy already. With the score of the first game with U City defeating Urbana 65-62, University City goes 1-2 in the tournament. Urbana goes 1-2 in the tournament. Even if Bayview defeats Quincy, Bayview will be 1-2 in the tournament, and Quincy will be 2-1. So Quincy has already won the tournament. But as you mentioned right at the outset, that means nothing. And as I said to Andy Douglas, 3-0 sounds a lot better than 2-1.
Yes, it does, especially going into that first conference game next week that I talked about earlier. Nothing better than building momentum. And you and I have been doing this. I don't know how many years we've been doing it at Western Big Six. I don't care where you play. I don't care if it's at Rock Island Alleman or if it's here in Blue Devil Gym. It's always going to be a game.
And it's the Rock Island Rocks that will be the first Western Big Six opponent here next Friday night. Then the Blue Devils make a trip to the Panther Den, and then Galesburg comes here in the third week of conference play. So really no favors done to Quincy on the early part, or the 2014 part of the conference basketball schedule this season.
And I'll speak to that because it's in football and it's in soccer. It's just a rotation that they went to the last 2 years ago. So whoever you play first this year is who you'll play last the following year. And we're seeing that in soccer, so that they gave us 5 Tuesdays in soccer. And those are the 5 Tuesdays that we play, and it rotates each year. So, yeah, there's a rotation, and some years it'll favor you. Some other years it's going to be tough.
Well, we're getting set for the ceremony with the national anthem and then the appearance of the Blue Devil and the announcement of the starting lineup. So we're going to step aside here in just a moment for a 2.5-minute break and come back with those starting lineups and tip-off of this game between the Red Cats and the Blue Devils. Blue Devils will be in their home white jerseys with blue numbers and trim, and Milwaukee Bayview will be in their black uniforms with red and white numbers and trim. So should be an interesting night of basketball, and hopefully the Blue Devils can come away with their third victory in 3 nights and get ready for the regular portion of their schedule beginning next Friday night here at Blue Devil Gym. We're going to have the national anthem here, so we'll step aside for 2.5 minutes. This is Blue Devil Basketball on 103.9 The Fox. Welcome back to Blue Devil Gym, where the Blue Devil has just come out of the tunnel and come on the floor. We're getting pretty good at timing it.
Brody France is the Blue Devil. We failed to mention that this year so far. Brody's a football player, senior obviously, that is the Blue Devil, and he will be doing all those games this year. Does a great job, as all the Blue Devils in the past have.
Here's the starting lineup for the Red Cats of Milwaukee Bayview under Coach Tyler Podol. His 7th year at the helm of Milwaukee Bayview, and his starting lineup is Keshawn Thomas, a 5'9 senior, averaging 8 points per ball game. Deshaun Parker, a 6'4 sophomore, averaging 5 points per ball game. Brandon Eckford, 6'5 senior, averaging 18.5 points per ball game. Deshaun Haynes, a 6'3 junior, averaging 15 points per ball game. And Jalen Dupree, a 6' senior, averaging 11 points per ball game. So Thomas, Parker, Eckford, Haynes, and Dupree, the 5 starters for Milwaukee Bayview. And again, they lost to Urbana Thanksgiving night 57-49 and lost last night to University City by the final of 86-74. Starting lineup for Andy Douglas and the Quincy Blue Devils will be the same for the 3rd straight night, as Lincoln Elby will start, the 5'9 senior, averaging 13 points and 4 rebounds per ball game. And last night, Matt, Lincoln Elby had 8 steals. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's very quick. He's very smart with when he patterns himself to go after the ball. So good for him. Reagan Tenhouse, the hero last night, 6'2 senior, averaging 11 points and 7 rebounds per ball game. Cameron Gay, a 5'9 junior, averaging 4.5 points and 2 rebounds per ball game. Jacob Job, 6'3 junior, averaging 9 points and 3 rebounds per ball game. And Parker Bland, 6'4 sophomore, averaging 7 points and 9.5 rebounds per ball game. LB Tenhouse, Gay, Job, and Bland. And Matt, I think if they could get 11 and 7 all year long from Reagan Tenhouse per game, there'll be a lot of smiles on a lot of coaches' faces on that staff. And he's got the capability of doing that, too. I mean, I like the way that he posts up. I like the way he can shoot from the outside. I like his aggressiveness. So just do that each game, and like you say, it'll take you away. And I think Coach Douglas made a great point in our pregame chat that Tenhouse is one of those players, and you see them usually won a ball club, but hopefully you have one such player every year who knows his limitations. He knows what is a good shot for him and what's a bad shot for him. He's always going to the glass. He's always chasing down loose balls. He's just one of those guys who sometimes doesn't show up in the stats, but he's like a glue guy that makes everybody else better by him being on the floor. Yes, it does. And I wanted to talk. This coach really gets into his team. Yes, he does. I mean, he really gets in. He's out there right now in the huddle. You just don't see too much of that. I mean, when I say he's out on the floor, they're out in the half circle of the free throw line talking to his kids, and he high-fives them, and he's very into it, considering, like you say, he left four of his kids at home for discipline reasons, and even pat him on the back for that even more. Let's put it this way. Last night before the U City game, he was running around trying to find a tripod for their video equipment so they could film the game. The officials wanted to talk to he and the captains, and the assistant coach is like, well, he's up there trying to get the video taken care of, so he'll be right down in just a second. The tip was controlled by Deshaun Haynes for Milwaukee Bayview, so the Red Cats will have the first possession of the ball game, heading towards the basket farthest from our broadcast position. Quincy comes out in a 1-2-2 zone. Dupree has it out front, goes right wing where the pass is fumbled but corralled by Milwaukee Bayview, and then they throw it away, trying to go from the middle of the floor to the left wing. Yeah, I'm not quite sure somebody didn't go where they were supposed to, because that wasn't even close to anybody on Bayview High School. And the Red Cats come out in a 1-2-2. Actually, it looks like, it is a 1-2-2 half-court zone defense. Gay has it left wing, cross-court right wing to Lincoln Elby, further on the wing to Jake Jobe. Middle of the floor now, Lincoln Elby. Almost runs into Tenhouse, goes back right wing to Joe, bounce pass in the corner to Parker Bland. Bland whips it underneath to Elby, who shovels it underneath to Tenhouse, who scores. Very well done. Very well done. Looks like more of a matchup. The guy closest to the ball is putting the pressure on it. The Blue Devils worked it with about 8 or 9 straight passes there and an easy bucket for Reagan Tenhouse. They work it down in the corner, ball fake, and then they whip it underneath. Catching down there is Haynes. He puts up the baseline shot and scores. Yeah, a little fadeaway. 2-2 our score. Elby quickly on right wing to Jacob Joe, back to Elby center of the floor. He'll back it up and set up the half-court offense for Quincy. High post pass to Parker Bland. Bland working against Eckford. Tries to get around him. Gets it to Cameron Gay, who takes it to the middle of the floor. Bounce pass right wing to Lincoln Elby. Back middle of the floor, Cameron Gay. Wanted to go left wing, and nobody was there. Almost threw it to Coach Podol. Here's Elby, right wing to Jacob Jobe. Jobe Try to blind no-look pass, and it's stolen away by UC, and then Elby reaches in trying to steal and gets called for the foul.
Yeah, Lincoln had a couple of those steals last night where he timed it just perfect and got around that, but first time tonight, no such luck.
So Job tried to throw a no-look pass to the high post, and the only person looking was the defender, and it's a turnover for Quincy. So Keshawn Thomas has it in the front court, just over the timeline, taking on Jacob Job in the 1-2-2 half-court zone. Eckford bounce pass to Thomas. Thomas right back to Eckford, who's working out front in this offensive set. Now here's a baseline drive. Got caught in the air, but the pass finds Parker, and then Parker dribbled it out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, a nice drive to the basket, but your pass didn't help you any because you had probably an easier shot than the pass as far as putting it up toward the hoop. So it's a turnover on Bayview.
2-2 our score, 2-1 is the turnovers. The Red Cats have 2 turnovers. Here's Job working it down the sideline to Cameron Gay. Back to Job, middle of the floor now, Lincoln Elby. High post pass to Tenhouse. Tenhouse turns, faces, goes opposite to Cameron Gay, launches the wing 3, and it's no good. And a foul on a screen out called on Deshaun Haynes as he knocked Bland to the floor.
Very good. Parker made a nice run around him, and all of a sudden you just see, I don't want to say the elbow went up intentional, but it gave him a pretty good bump, and down he went. So will be blue double ball underneath their own basket.
First foul of the game for Bayview goes to Deshaun Haynes. Here's a bounce pass to Bland in traffic, put it up no good, and got fouled on the shot attempt.
I'm seeing from the first night to tonight a lot more organization as far as set plays, and at least early in the game like this. Both times down court that we had it, and a nice inbounds play there. So we talked about the comfort zone that the players are going to get with the coach and the coach with the players. It's showing a little bit right here, right now.
Parker Bland's free throw is good. Bland now on the season is 5 out of 7.
Are we up to 40%?
Really? You want me to do a running? I'm not that good at math. I'm good, but not that good. Bland makes them both. He should be shooting any technicals from here on out. 4-2 Quincy leads. 5:51 left to go first quarter. Within backcourt is Dupree. Over the top, he finds Keshawn Thomas. Back on the wing, Nishawn Parker. Parker double team and whips a pass that somehow finds Dupree in the far corner, and he throws an elbow into Parker Bland. They call a foul on Bland for taking an elbow to the chin.
Oh my goodness. That moved his whole head. Muhammad Ali couldn't throw a punch that hard.
That was a nice forearm jab, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And we got called for pushing, right?
Got called for the defensive foul. And we found out Parker Bland can take a pretty good punch. Here's Thomas out front. Working against the blue double zone. Rises on a 12-foot runner, and it's short. Rebound. Eckford scores and was fouled by Tenhouse, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was too. They hit the boards right there. That's the gentleman we were talking about. He's a wide body, and he gets in there, and he's not afraid to bump you to get to the ball.
Foul was on Reagan Tenhouse, his first, team's third. Eckford trying to complete the three-point play. On the season, Brandon Eckford is 19 of 29, and he misses the free throw. So we have a 4-4 game. Here's Elby quickly in the front court to Cameron Gay on left wing. Step around the defender, get it to Bland. 12-footer in the lane, and it rolls in. Bland with 4 points, and Quincy leads at 6-4. Thomas in backcourt up the sideline. He finds Deshaun Parker. Cross court to Eckford. Now in the corner it's Dupree. Jalen Dupree up the sideline to Brandon Eckford. Eckford whips a pass cross court, and he finds Deshaun Parker. Now underneath, nice pass into the paint. Turnaround left-hand shot is no good, and Tenhouse has a defensive board for Quincy. Looking for Lincoln Elby, finally finds him near sideline. Elby jets into the front court, finds Jacob Job, open for a wing 3, and it's off the rim, no good. Rebound belongs to Parker for Bayview. He finds the point guard, Keshawn Thomas, and Thomas will bring it up the floor with the left hand. Jacob Job trying to pin him to the left wing. Does a pretty good job of it. Now Thomas is able to get around him, penetrate, throw it in the paint. Here's a back pass to Eckford. He'll rise for a 3, and it's off the front of the rim, no good. All alone, Parker Bland with the rebound. Outlet pass, Lincoln Elby. Elby thought better of a hit-ahead pass. Hesitates, gets it to Bland. Thought about a 3, whips it down to Tenhouse in the low block. He spins in the paint. His baby hook is an air ball.
Nice move. Just short of the rim, though.
And Thomas has the rebound and brings it up for the Red Cats. Behind the back dribble, trying to get around Jacob Job. Can't. Now he splits 3 defenders, spins, out of control, throws it up off the glass and in.
Well, if I could run like that in high school, I would have made a lot more buckets, too.
6-6 our score, 3:52 left to go, first quarter.
I thought he traveled.
Cameron Gay with it left wing on the logo, right in front of the Red Cat bench. Tenhouse with it, up the sideline to Gay. Gay will dribble towards the middle of the floor, penetrate, rise from 16 feet, and it rattles out on him. Rebound belongs to Parker for Bayview. Gets it to Thomas. Keshawn Thomas. Throws a pass that the player on the wing wasn't expecting, and he tried to save it and stepped on the sideline as the pass was intended, I believe, for Jalen Dupree, and Dupree wasn't even looking.
Well, 10 players just froze out there. I mean, when that ball just lofted across, everybody just sort of stood there and watched it hit, and it hit out of bounds, thank goodness.
Mike Dade and Clayton Weiweiler check in for Quincy. Weiweiler has a high post, gets it to Dade left wing, skip pass cross court, Jacob Joe. Thought about a three, drives instead, almost lost on the way there, put it up in traffic, no good. Tenhouse is fouled on his putback attempt.
And I like the way that Reagan got in there. As soon as he saw that they were going to the hoop, he just slid right inside that guy and got a nice easy rebound, got fouled on the way up.
Foul is on Deshaun Haynes, his second, team's third. And Reagan Tenhouse will step to the line to shoot two. Tenhouse on the season is 3 out of 7. Reagan Tenhouse fires and it rolls home. Used a lot of the rim, but it fell down. Marquise Brown checks in for the Redcats. He'll replace Haynes, who has 2 fouls. 7-6, Quincy leads it. 3:11 left to go first quarter. Tenhouse's second free throw is short.
Way short.
And the rebound falls to Thomas for Bayview. Thomas penetrates, rises, shoots a 15-footer, and hits it.
He's pretty smooth right now. I didn't see much of that in that first game, to be honest with you, the first couple games.
8-7. Bayview has their first lead of the game. Elby right wing to Mike Dade. Dade lets the offense run through. Starts to penetrate, kicks it on the wing to Jobe. Jobe back to Dade out front. Dade will penetrate, kick to Lincoln Elby. 3 left wing Lincoln Elby, bingo. It was subtle, Matt, but yes. Dade with that little penetration allowed Elby to set his feet and fire.
And when he's set and ready to go, last night he sort of hurried it and still made it, but normally when he's got the time like that, as the Bayview throws too many cross-court passes they've done, and all 3 of them I think have gone at least out of bounds or at least been a 50-50 that the other play do it. But back to Lincoln Elby, yes, he had time to set up, and when he's got that time, he's pretty spot on.
Jobe gets it to Elby, middle of the floor at the volleyball line. Elby crosses over, floats a pass to Jobe on the wing, right back to Lincoln Elby, top of the key. Elby looking for a driving lane. Instead, fires the 3 and pulled the string on it, no good. Thomas has another rebound for the Redcats. Almost lost it to Tenhouse. And Marcus Haynes is on display here tonight to Sean Thomas.
Impressive.
That's an old-time reference there. Thomas with a bounce pass that somehow finds Eckford, who drives the paint, whips across court, and a charge drawn by Reagan Tenhouse as Brandon Eckford called for the foul.
And no time, the thing is, I knew what you were talking about, too.
Yep. Got to know your audience. Cameron Gay and Parker Bland check back in. Tenhouse and Jobe will get their first rest of the evening. Actually, there's no contemporary reference, really, for a magical ball handler, is there?
No, Pistol Pete, maybe.
That's not much younger than Marcus Haynes. A little bit, but not much. Lincoln Elby with it, center of the floor. Quincy leads 10-8. 1:45 left to go first quarter. Bland traveled with it.
Yes, he did.
As he couldn't decide whether to throw it back to Elby or not. And Coach Douglas telling Lincoln Elby to create a passing angle for Parker Bland.
Well, I also think he was telling Michael Dade, who's way too far down in the corner. We had 2 guys in that deep corner, needs to move out and make himself an option as well. Second
turnover on Quincy. The Redcats at Bayview have 4. Thomas gets a screen from Marquise Brown. Thomas drives it down and then throws a pass right at the shins of Eckford, and it's stolen away by Lincoln Elby. Back pass to Weirather. His runner in the lane is good.
Nice runner. Nice for a big guy to do something like that with a quick pass like Lincoln Elby gave him, and he had a nice little running floater. That was a pretty shot.
12-8, Quincy leads. Weirather's first basket of the game. Thomas has it just inside midcourt. Cameron Gay at the front of the 1-2-2 zone now with Jobe on the bench. Here's Thomas looking for a driving angle. Dade cuts him off, but Thomas rises for a 17-footer. That's no good. Rebound tip, controlled by Weirather. It got fouled by Brown, no call. Weirather gets it to Elby. Elby spins. Wanted to go right wing to Dade, does so. Dade looking for penetration, goes high post to Bland. Ball fake, and Eckford fouls him as Bland tried to drive it to the hoop. Yes, it is. Eckford has 2. Haynes is on the bench with 2. Parker has 1 for the 5 Redcat fouls. Blue Devil ball, baseline right. 57 seconds left. First quarter, Quincy leads 12-8. Elby catches, rises for a 3, and it rattles out on him. Eckford had the rebound knocked away, but it's recovered by Brown. Marquise Brown takes off up the floor for the Redcats. Fancy dribbling for no particular reason, gets it to Eckford. Eckford spins, gets around Elby, puts up the floater. It won't roll in for him, gets his own rebound, then got it stripped, but a foul on Cameron Gay. Or is it on Mike Dade?
I think Michael Dade just sort of raked him on his arm to get the ball away, so I'm positive it's on him.
Mike Dade picks up his first foul, fourth foul on Quincy. Jacob Jobe returns for Lincoln Elby. And Isaac Edwards checks in, 5'11 senior for Bayview. He'll replace Eckford. 40 seconds left to go, first quarter, 12-8, Quincy leads. Inbounds pass is taken away by Thomas as he out-jumped Cameron Gay. Now Dupree catches and fires and hits a three from the left wing.
They got 2 threes, don't they? 6 of their 11.
Yes, they do. I'm going to check on some numbers here. 12-11, Quincy leads it by 1 with 20 seconds left first quarter. Quincy will get the ball to start the second quarter unless there's a jump ball here in the next 15 seconds. Jobe has it, left wing, up top to Cameron Gay. Right wing now to Mike Dade. Dade further on the wing to Parker Bland. Bland, one dribble, couple of dribbles. Now to Dade with 5 on the clock. Dade's going to work for a shot. Gets a screen from Wyrather. Instead gets to Cameron Gay, who pulls the trigger, and it bounces off the rim, no good, as the first quarter ends. 12-11, Quincy leads Bayview at the end of the first quarter. Back in 60 seconds with the second quarter on 103.9 The Fox.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family. And that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
Around here, people matter, and relationships are built on trust. That's the way it is at Town & Country Bank. Real people who like things simple, honest, and done right. And our roots are right here, so we're truly local. If you already do business with us, then you know how good banking can be. And if you're not, well, maybe you should. Town & Country Bank. You'll like how we do business.
Part of the H&B Bank family.
Quincy leads after the first quarter. It'll be Blue Devil ball to start the second quarter. Tim and Matt with you on this Saturday evening, the finale of the 44th Quincy Thanksgiving Tournament. Paul Erickson, our producer. Cameron Gay bounce pass to Carson Gay. Along the baseline, Parker Bland. Bland will drive, rise, shoot, and score on the baseline drive.
Good, strong move. Boy, he went up. He knew he was going to get hit. And Bayview did a good job defending, but Parker was strong enough to let that ball trickle in for him.
There's a trap at midcourt and a timeout called by Bayview.
We have done well. That we being the Blue Devils, as soon as they come across half court, obviously the coaches saw something in their first 2 games, because as soon as they come across in our 1-2-2, we pinch that up and we cut those passing lanes down and have done a very good job and almost got a couple steals, but forced them to burn a 30-second timeout here.
Marquise Brown was bringing the ball to the floor, and Coach Douglas wanted either a palming violation or a double dribble or something. He couldn't believe the official didn't call it, and then the Blue Devils trapped Brown and forced Bayview to call the timeout. So it'll be Red Cat ball at midcourt. Quincy leading at 14-11, 20 seconds into the second quarter. Lincoln Elby's going to check back in, but he reported too late. He didn't report before the first buzzer. He reported just before the second buzzer. Here's Brown with it on the wing. He'll penetrate and run right through Jacob Jobe and an offensive foul called.
Yes, he did. I mean, he just jumped up and went right into him. He thought he could squeeze between them, but he didn't even go to the squeeze part. He tried to go through.
Yeah, he didn't try and split the seam.
No,
he just
did
went
not.
Straight through the 3 and the 1 on the front of the uniform for Jacob Jobe. So now Eckford's going to check in with his 2 fouls.
That surprises me. I thought maybe he'd come in at about the 4.5 minute mark, not 7.5.
14-11, Quincy leads.
But they go to a 2-3 now.
As Lincoln Elby walks across the timeline. Elby will float a pass to Parker Bland on right wing, free throw line extended. Now a bounce pass to Carson Gay, who lost control of the dribble momentarily. Left wing, Lincoln Elby pitches it to Tenhouse mid-post. Tenhouse got blocked off, gets it back out front to Elby. Hits Bland in the paint, whips it to Tenhouse on the wing. Tenhouse on a dribble drive, stops, goes over the top, and Bland deflected the pass intended for Gay, and it results in a steal for Bayview. Third turnover of the game on the Blue Devils. Here's a shot put up from the wing, and once again buried. It's a 2 for Jalen Dupree. 14-13, or excuse me,
no,
14.
They
14.
gave it a 3. It was
I could have sworn the official on the far sideline held 2 fingers
we'll
now.
Have to check that.
Jobe
Yes,
gets it to Bland. It was a 2. It's 14-13. Elby with it between the circles. To Carson Gay, now to Reagan Tenhouse. Tenhouse thinks better of going up in the post. Tried to force a pass to Bland. It's stolen away by Eckford by Bayview. Eckford trying to dribble through the entire Blue Devil defense. Hesitates, gets to the baseline, bodies up, and then passes back out. And he found Isaac Edwards. Edwards gets it back to Eckford. Eckford trying to go 1-on-2. Gets it back to Edwards. He fumbles the pass. But now will bounce past it to Thomas. And Bayview will finally catch their breath and set up an offense. Thomas trying to get away from Job. Gets it to Dupree. Back up the sideline to Thomas. Thomas gets a screen. And what's the pass down to Edwards. Back up top to Thomas. 14-13 Quincy leads 2 minutes into the second quarter. Edwards catches far corner. Looks for a driving lane. Can't find one. Up the sideline to Thomas. Thomas can't find a driving lane. Gets a screen. Stops. Goes back to the screener, in this case Parker. Now they find a wide open jumper for a three. And that's buried by Dupree on the other side of the floor. And Bayview has their biggest lead of the game at 16-14. Job tries to answer with a three of his own. It's no good. The rebound knocked out of bounds by Parker Bland.
Yeah, probably not the wisest shot after somebody taking a lead on you, where you really got to come down and get a good look at the offense. Plus, we had absolutely nobody in there to help rebound. Blue Devils in that 1-2-2. See if they get a trap here.
Thomas over the top, high post to Parker, now to Dupree. He launches his third three from that spot, but missed this one. Eckford has the offensive board, knocks Bland down. Third foul on Eckford. The two of them have been charges.
And I told you, maybe at the 4.5-minute mark I would have put him in, but there's still 5:22, and he's picked up his third foul. Just not a. I'm not here to critique his coaching, but I just don't think that I would have put him in that early in the second quarter with 2 fouls.
Well, when you only have 9 players.
Yeah, I agree.
But now, yeah, he's pretty much an assistant coach for the rest of this half, and he only has 2 fouls to give in the second half. 16-14, Bayview leads. 5:10 left to go in this second quarter. Bland, but twice in between, gets around the defender with a bounce pass to Gay, rises from 17. Line drive shot is good.
I like the way he shoots from that area, right inside that free throw half circle.
What do we have a stoppage for? Oh, the ball got loose?
That got loose, got away. I think Phil McCullough's down there on the gate was trying to be part of the game.
I didn't see any warnings given about touching the ball when it goes through the basket, did you?
No.
Okay. Parker with it in backcourt over the top to Thomas. Thomas goes high post, pass deflected by Bland. It's down on the floor. It's loose. It's a jump ball, and it will be Bayview ball. Tied at 16, 4:50 left to go second quarter. Alternate possession goes to the Red Cats. And they will inbound along the baseline.
Underneath their own basket.
Pass comes into Dupree. Right back to Parker in the corner. He whips a cross-court pass. It's deflected, but still finds Edwards. Edwards drives baseline and fouled by Lincoln Elby on the shot.
Yeah, Lincoln sort of went for that ball fake and got beat baseline. Tried to make up for it, and just as he went up for the shot, got a good smack on the wrist.
Elby almost got that cross-court pass. He got a fingertip on it, but Edwards still was able to catch. And then because of that deflection, I think Lincoln Elby was not quite on the baseline. Gave Edwards a driving lane. First free throw attempt of the season for Isaac Edwards, and it's one he'd like to forget. Wide right.
Like the Florida kicker against Florida State today.
Oh, really?
Oh. I never did see the final, but
24-19 Florida State.
Well, he missed 3 field goals.
Oh, that's nice. Edwards missed both free throws. Carson Gain, dribble drive, airballs the floater. Tenhouse has the rebound. Goes up. Oh, no, they're going to say before the shot.
Oh, it's a tough call.
But he'll have the one in bonus.
Yes, he will. Yeah, I thought it was a continuation. I thought for sure he was in the act of shooting, but that's all right. He'll still have 2 free throws.
Keshawn Thomas called for the foul, his first, team's 8th. Reagan Tenhouse will shoot the one in bonus. Tenhouse 1 out of 2 from the line tonight. 4 out of 9 for the season, now 5 out of 10. He has reached the 50% mark. Mike Day checks in for Lincoln Elby for Quincy.
We've at least done better on free throws this half.
4 out of 5.
That's
and now the jinx. Second free throw, good. Reagan Tenhouse makes them both. 18-16 Quincy leads. 4.5 minutes left to go first half. And a nickel dime blocking foul on Mike Dade.
Sometimes I call that. Sometimes they don't.
Dade's second personal. 16th foul on Quincy. Thomas was able to get around Dade, and Dade just kind of put his chest on him, and the official blew the whistle. So each team will be shooting free throws on every foul from here on out. Thomas trying to find a driving angle. Backs it up to the sideline. Yo-yoing. Now takes it to the center of the floor with a left hand. Spins. Goes back to the right side of the floor. Stops. Whips it underneath. Pass deflected and stolen. Carson Gay has it. Carson Gay loses the dribble. Then knocks a player down. And Carson Gay's going to be called for the foul.
Yeah, basically a tackle.
And a lot of mouthing going on.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, you had a bad dribble. You lost control. I don't mind you going aggressive after the ball, but you don't need the silly stuff afterwards.
And when the official comes over and has Deshaun Haynes to
and I think
settle down a little bit.
And I think that's why you're coming out.
Well, not only did Deshaun Haynes say something to Carson Gay, but then he said something to Jacob Jobe afterwards. And I'm not sure what Jobe said to him, but Haynes snapped his head around and looked right at Jacob Jobe and had an immediate comeback. Free throw in the air is again missed by Isaac Edwards. He has not come close on any of his free throws. He's been wide right, wide left, wide right. You're right, that's a Florida kicker for you. Here's Tenhouse, gets it to the block, goes up strong, puts it off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped out by Bland to Elby. Dade has it left wing. Couldn't get the trigger on the shot, gets it to Elby, right wing to Jacob Jobe. Jobe, middle of the floor, Lincoln Elby. Thinks about a three, instead goes to Mike Dade, who will fire the left wing three. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Tenhouse with the offensive board for Quincy. Takes it to the corner, bounce pass to Jobe. Jobe will get it middle of the floor to Elby. Elby will penetrate, get it to Jobe. Right wing three is on the way, too strong. Rebound, tip to Elby. Elby steps inside the arc, 17-footer is good. Used the rim 3 times and fell down.
You can't blame any fault for the Blue Devils' hustle right there. I mean, they were after every rebound. They were ready for balls to be tipped out. They were going to score on that possession, do or die.
Cross-court pass finds Jalen Dupree. He gets along the side and a great flash, then a save, but right underneath the basket and a foul as Parker Bland will foul the Red Cap player, Deshaun Parker. Elby made a great play, but then saved it right under his basket, right to Parker.
That's sort of do you or don't you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it wasn't a situation where he caught it and had time to consider his options. He made a deflection, just kind of flipped the ball, and it just so happened to be right to Parker, right underneath the basket.
Right.
Parker's free throw is good, which is unusual because he was 6 of 14 before that attempt.
Clayton Wire, rather, in for Parker Bland, who has 2 fouls. Probably a good substitution there. Nope.
Second free throw missed by Deshaun Parker. 20-17, Quincy leads, 3:05 left to go, first half. Dade has it, gets it to Tenhouse in the paint. Spin move, goes up strong, and it won't stay down for him, and then lost the rebound off his leg out of bounds.
Gotta love the hustle, though. So that will pay off in the long run. It's a habit that you're learning to develop, is give a shot and still follow it up. And he had the rebound, but it went off his leg.
Parker in the backcourt, floats the pass to Dupree. Dupree will almost be over and back, but didn't have the ball over. Dupree gets it back from Thomas. Dribble drive and a nickel dime hand check foul on Mike Dade. It's the one in bonus. And that's Mike Dade's third foul.
And I think here comes Carson back in, or Cameron back in.
So Jalen Dupree will shoot the one in bonus. Dupree, 3 out of 3 on the season, make it 4 out of 4. Not much of a flow to this game, is there?
No. I was going to mention that earlier. Thought maybe it would change, but neither team has really got into a rhythm or a flow offensively or defensively.
Gay with it on the wing, gets it to Lincoln Elby, top of the key, gets the screen from Tenhouse, puts up the runner, and it will drop down. Lincoln Elby's last 2 shots have hit the rim twice and fallen down for him.
Got a nice touch.
22-19, Quincy leads by 3. Lincoln Elby has 7 points. Here's a pass stolen away by Jacob Jobe. He'll take it to the hoop, put it up with the left hand and miss it. Lincoln Elby with the rebound. His fadeaway putback, no good. And the rebound brought down by Deshaun Parker. His hit ahead pass finds Dupree, whose shot blocked by Tenhouse. Wyrather lost the rebound to Parker. The ball's knocked loose again, and will be chased down by Thomas near the sideline. Ball fake by Thomas. Now he starts the dribble. 22-19, Quincy leads. 2:05 left to go, first half. Dupree launches a left wing 3, and it rattles out on him. Jobe has the rebound for Quincy. Gets to Lincoln Elby, who brings it up the middle of the floor in transition. Elby sizes up his options, stops top of the key, gets it to Tenhouse. Right back Lincoln Elby. Fires the 3 right wing, and he hits it. 7 points in the quarter for Lincoln Elby.
I may be wrong about him getting 10, 12, 14 points. He's got to be where at?
7 in the quarter, 10 in the game.
Yeah.
25-19, Quincy leads it by 6. Here's a pass to Parker. He'll step inside the arc. 18-footer is too strong. Rebound, Wyrather for Quincy. Quick outlet to Day. Quincy has numbers if Lincoln Elby can hustle. Goes right wing to Job. Job stops, gets it back to Lincoln Elby. Elby will take it to the middle of the floor. Right wing Jacob Job. Job will rip a pass into the paint to Tenhouse. Nice give and go with Wyrather who scores.
Yes. I clapped for that. That was extremely nice.
That was a no-look shovel pass by Reagan Tenhouse in traffic to a wide-open Wyrather for the basket. 27-19, Quincy leads by 8. 62 seconds left, second quarter. Here's Thomas. Backing up, goes left wing to Dupree. He'll shoot a 3 and hit a 3. That's 3 threes from that side of the floor.
But we went on, what, 11-0 run there after it was 16-16?
Here's Tenhouse along the baseline. Shot blocked out of bounds by...
Who blocked that out?
Bayview. I believe that was Nishawn Parker. 27-22. Quincy leads it. 46 seconds left in the second quarter. Quincy will inbound about 10 feet from the basket along the baseline. Elby inbounds quickly to Cameron Gay. Right back to Lincoln Elby. Elby will get a screen from Wyrather. Rise for a 3, and it's wide left. Cameron Gay will push off on the rebound. It'll be a 2-shot foul for Bayview.
Just enough to get that call. It was so close, a fine line, but it was a good call. Little shout out to the Wumhaner family, one of the gentlemen that played basketball here and soccer at Quincy High School, watching on Quincy Journal TV, sent me a text, said he's enjoying the game watching it. So good job, Alex Goff, who's sitting next to me.
What did he do? He's just pointed the camera. He's barely awake over there.
That's all right. We know people are watching it and using the service that we are providing.
At the line is Nishawn Parker. 2 shots. He's 1 out of 2 from the line tonight. His only point. Makes the first. (27-23). Quincy leads by 4. Parker fires and hits both free throws. 3 out of 4 from the line for Parker. And Quincy leads it by 3 with 33 seconds left to go in this first half.
Possession, second half?
Is Quincy's.
So we hold for the last shot, obviously.
21 seconds left to go in the quarter. Elby with it at the jump circle. Wipes his face with his uniform and watches the clock tick and now says, all right, boys, let's go. And they don't run the right play.
Yeah, broken play right now.
Elby gets it to Gay. Gay with 6 to Job, right back to Gay. Gay will penetrate and put up the runner in the paint. High arcing shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, fires the fadeaway, and it won't bank in. And the Blue Devils go to the half with a 3-point lead. 27-24, Quincy leads at the half. Back in 2 minutes. Blue Devil basketball, 103.9 to Fox.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
Around here, people matter, and relationships are built on trust. That's the way it is at Town & Country Bank. Real people who like things simple, honest, and done right. And our roots are right here, so we're truly local. If you already do business with us, then you know how good banking can be. And if you're not, well, maybe you should. Town & Country Bank. You'll like how we do business.
Part of the HNB Bank family.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Gym on this Saturday evening, the finale of the Quincy High Thanksgiving Tournament, the 44th edition of the tournament. And Quincy leads Milwaukee Bayview at the half, 27-24. Tim Kincher with Matt Longo, Paul Erickson, our producer. And this is going to sound like a ridiculous statement, Mr. Longo, but this is by far the best Bayview's looked this weekend. It just seems like they're more comfortable after spending a couple of days in Quincy than they did when they first got to town.
And also playing in front of a big crowd. I mean, their first couple of games, they weren't doing that. That sometimes brings out the better of you when you're playing that home team and there's a good crowd behind it. But you're definitely right. You hit it right on the nose. This is the best I've seen them play in the 2 games that they've had. So a game that we thought that we might have a little trouble with is turning into a game that we're going to have to play a little bit better instead of hanging. Like you said earlier, there's been no flow. Neither team's really got into a flow. We've done some good things offensively that I've talked about, but not for the full time where we got down there and we scrambled a little bit. So that goes back to that consistency again.
But it's not a game with no flow, but it's not because it's sloppy necessarily. It's just each team is just not clicking on all cylinders. As you said, both teams will come down. They'll have a possession where they work the ball around. They look for the good shot. They get the shot, and boom, they hit it. Next time down, they got guys in the same place. They're bumping into each other,
right.
and just kind of silly plays after good plays. So there's no flow to the game.
And let the people know that's exactly what we're trying to describe to you. We're not making any bad judgment or anything like that. That's exactly what's going on. And I'd much rather say that than turn around and say, hey, they have played absolutely spectacular. We got a 3-point lead. They've done some things good, but they just haven't been consistent enough to do that.
Now, opposed to the second half last night against Urbana, I think you saw that the Blue Devils tonight are much more focused than they were in the third and fourth quarters last night against Urbana until, let's say, the late stages of the fourth quarter when the game was on the line and the kids decided, well, I guess we better hone in here and try and win this ball game.
And Andy, Coach Douglas talks about that. There's a lot of little situations and trying to find the right players in the right situations to be out there. And he's given a lot of players. I mean, he's played the White Rather kid. He's played, who else came off the bench? The Carson Gay came off the bench.
Mike Dade
came off the bench. So he's 8 right now, and as it goes on, he'll probably run somebody else in there. It's just a matter of getting into that formula that you need in the right game situations.
Lincoln Elby leads the way for Quincy at the half with 10 points. Reagan Tenhouse has 5. Parker Bland has 6. Carson Gay has a basket, and Clayton Wyrather has 4 points off the bench for the Blue Devils, total of 27. Meanwhile, for Bayview, they are led by Jalen Dupree, who has 13 points, 3 threes. I want to say all 3 of them from almost the same spot on the left wing. 13 points for Dupree, 4 for Keshawn Thomas, 3 for Nashawn Parker, 2 for Brandon Eckford, and 3 personal fouls on Eckford, the 6'5" wide body. Deshaun Haynes has 2 points for the Bayview, total of 24. It was 12-11 Quincy at the end of the first quarter, and 27-24 Quincy leads it at the half. And it looked like Quincy was going to create some breathing room. They got on a mini run there and kind of spread the game open, but Bayview answered right back to make it a 3-point game here at the half.
Well, we had a nice offensive set down here with the no-look pass that led to the basket. The kids in the cheering section got up, started clapping because they appreciated that, but then they turned around and buried a 3, and it's sort of like letting the air out of the sail right there, and then all of a sudden, you come back down. If you get a steal and you get another bucket, you can create that space that you're looking for. But it didn't happen, and hopefully they'll come out here in the second half with 4 minutes to go, and the Blue Devils are out. I just think Coach Douglas probably told them, boys, we're doing a lot of good things. Let's just keep doing a lot of things better more often.
6 games left before the holiday tournament around Christmas, and it's a split tournament this year down in Collinsville. It will begin on a Saturday, then everybody will have Sunday off, and then the tournament resumes Monday and Tuesday there between Christmas and New Year's. 6 games between now and then. 3 at home, 3 on the road. Home game next Friday night against Rock Island, then a fun trip to Oswego for a Saturday evening game, and that's an early start time, by the way, of 6:30 for the varsity game. And then consecutive road games the following weekend at United Township and then Springfield, and then back home for 2 games right before Christmas as Quincy will take on Galesburg and Monmouth Roseville, and that will close out the 2014 portion of the regular season.
Speaking of the Collinsville tournament, have you ever seen that format before?
No.
Yeah, that's just really strange. Coach Bruner was talking about that, and He says he's not quite sure what they're doing. He says you don't know if you go down Saturday and play a game and
probably depends on when your game is.
Yeah, and spend all day Sunday and then turn around and play Monday, depending on what time you play Monday. He says they're going to wait for those brackets to come out before they decide.
I don't think you can make a decision before then. So, because if you play the first round and you lose and you play an early morning game, yeah, you might as well stay down there Sunday and not leave Quincy at 4 o'clock in the morning to play a 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock game down in Collinsville.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can find something to do down there as well.
One would think.
Taking the kids somewhere.
We'll take a 2.5-minute break, come back with the second half. Quincy leads Milwaukee Bayview 27-24. Blue Devil basketball, 103.9 The Fox.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family. And that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway, and together we'll review your insurance needs.
Women did win today, 81-44. The Culver men fell to Columbia College by 20 down at the Columbia tournament. And the QU Hawks were big winners today over HLG. That's your basketball roundup as we start the second half. 27-24, Quincy leads. Now a nice play. Tenhouse has it down along the baseline, pitches it out to Job. Now to Elby, left wing to Cameron Gay. Now to Parker Bland. Every Blue Devils touched it on this possession. Bland drives and threw it right to Jacob Job, who was standing out of bounds.
Yeah, he couldn't get that ball even if he did pass it to him when nobody touched it. He was a foot and a half out of bounds.
So every player touched it, and the Blue Devils turned it over.
And even one out of bounds touched it.
27-24, Quincy leads. Bayview's first possession of the second half. Thomas trapped, throws a blind pass that Bland deflects. Job comes up with, takes it to the hoop, and misses the layup because he didn't use the backboard.
Thank you.
It's there for a reason, boys. Thomas with the rebound for Bayview, brings it up the floor. Spins, goes right wing to Eckford, who's checked back in, rises for a 19-footer, and got fouled by Parker Bland. That was a bailout because that was a stupid shot by Eckford.
I think you're going to see he's going to be their money man, that Brandon Eckford, this quarter. They're going to go to him and try to get themselves a lead. And if I were Quincy, I'd be attacking him every time I got a chance to pick up the fourth foul on him.
Third foul on Parker Bland. First team foul the second half on Quincy. And Brandon Eckford at the line. He's 0 for 1 tonight, 0 for 2 tonight, which makes him 19 of 31 on the season.
Crowd thinned out after halftime. A lot of Hall of Famers and families, I think, have departed us.
Second free throw by Eckford, rolls in. Eckford with 3 points in the game. It's a 2-point Quincy lead at 27-25. Lincoln Elby with it between the circles. Left wing to Cameron Gay. Now to Lincoln Elby, and the Devils set up their offense. Floats a pass left wing to Tenhouse, back to Elby, center of the floor. Dribble across to the right wing, finds Cameron Gay. Gay right back to Elby. Right back to Cameron Gay. A wide open right wing three is short. Rebound Clayton Wyrather. Wyrather tried to take it to the hoop. Now will force a pass to Jacob Jobe. Left wing three on the way. Good.
Pretty shot.
Nice look by Wyrather.
Yes, it was.
He didn't force a pass. He turned and went opposite and found a wide open Jobe. And here's a pass to Coach Podsel.
I wouldn't be surprised if he took a timeout because they've not come out here ready at all to play the second half.
Bounce pass right to Bayview's head coach. And that's a turnover for the Red Cats, their sixth of the game. Quincy leads at 30-25. Look to build on it here, 90 seconds into the second half. Elby with a bounce pass to Jobe. Jobe with a bounce pass to Elby. Cross court to Cameron Gay. Gay with a ball fake. Diagonal pass to Jobe, quickly to Elby. Elby wanted to hit Wyrather, went right through him to Tenhouse. Gay has it on the wing. Middle of the floor to Elby. Right wing to Jacob Jobe. Jobe whips a cross-court pass to Gay. He'll rise for a three, and it's short again. Didn't follow his shot, but he almost beat the Red Cat to the rebound, but Thomas took it away.
Yeah, they stood there and waited for it, and Cameron just about snuck up and got it.
Here's Dupree near wing. Here's a foul on Wyrather as he knocked away the entry pass and got called for the foul. Wyrather's first foul.
Yeah, anytime you come over the back like that and you make any type of contact, you're probably going to get 99% of the chance you're going to get a foul called on you.
Inbounds play by the Red Cats underneath their own basket, and it's stolen away by Jacob Jobe. Jobe takes off. He's got a 3-on-1. He will whip a no-look pass to Elby, who misses the layup. Rebound tipped out, but Gay has it, and he'll bring it out and set up the offense for Quincy. Gets a pass to Tenhouse to Gay. Now Gay will find Lincoln Elby, and the Devils will actually set up an offense here, leading 30-25. Tenhouse with it, right sideline. Gets around a defender. Floats a pass to Gay. Work it to Jobe, right up the sideline to Gay. High post Tenhouse. Gets around to Eckford. Takes it to the hoop. Misses the putback. Rebound Eckford. He'll bring it up the floor himself awkwardly. No-look pass. He finds Dupree for the layup.
Yeah, awkwardly would be a good way to describe that, but they get 2 points out of it, and quickly the Blue Devils are up as Cameron Gay gets the ball stolen from him.
And then it's stolen right back by Gay momentarily, but then Dupree gets it back, gets it to the player who misses the shot but got fouled by Jacob Jobe.
And I think this is the scenario that we're talking about is you got to find the right time and the wrong time to run with that ball. And if the option's not there, just slow it out, take it off to the sideline, let everybody catch up with you and run your offense. And then that was sort of a force there, and you end up getting it stolen, and now they're at the free throw line.
Well, Cameron Gay went up for the attempted shot and forgot to shoot the ball. It just rolled off his fingertips behind him. Here's a free throw that's airballed. Deshaun Haynes didn't come close. Between Isaac Edwards and Deshaun Haynes, as badly as the Blue Devils have attempted free throws this year, not many have looked as bad as those 4 attempts. Haynes' second free throw is good. Well, he recovered nicely there, did the young man?
Yes, he did.
30-28, Quincy leads by 2. Just again, when it looked like Quincy was going to stretch out to a decent lead, the Red Cats have answered. 3 minutes into the second half, Tenhouse has a pass go off his hands, and it's stolen away by the Red Cats.
Good entry pass. You just got to hang on to that.
Thomas will go opposite to Dupree. Left wing, back to Thomas, middle of the floor. No-look pass right wing to Eckford. Back to Thomas, center of the floor. Drives to the top of the key, spins, gets around Jobe, takes it to the paint, throws up the jackknife flip, no good. Nelby goes high for the rebound for Quincy, then lost it trying to spin around the defender. Oh! They say off of Bayview, and I didn't see anybody from Bayview touch that.
No,
that was just a bad spin dribble.
Not at all. That's right here. Coach handles it well, though.
30-28, Quincy leads. We've played 3.5 minutes of this third quarter. Elby left all alone for a three, but it's wide right and short. And again, the players just stand there and look at the ball as it bounces, and then Jobe hustled after it, but couldn't save it in time.
This has been a little inconsistent since we've come out here in the second half. Probably not what they talked about in that locker room.
First minute was pretty good, but since then it's just kind of deteriorated. 30-28, Quincy leads as Dupree takes a big old loop into the offensive end. Thomas has it out front. Cross-court passes again deflected by Jobe, and then it's saved to Eckford. Eckford will travel with it. There was no flow in the first half, and it's been self-inflicted wounds here in the third quarter for both teams.
Yes, it has.
Mike Dade, Lincoln Elby, Clayton Wyrather, Reagan Tenhouse, Jacob Job, the 5 Devils on the floor. Here's a pass deflected and kicked.
Yeah.
I'd
like to see us make about, like when we came out, 5, 6, 7 passes, get some movement, get some flow going to what we're trying to do offensively, try to make them, being Bayview, make a mistake and take advantage of that zone.
Elby goes left wing to Dade. Along the baseline, Tenhouse. Bodies up on his defender, gets it to Dade on the wing. Dade will dribble drive, stop, get it to Jacob Job, now to Lincoln Elby. Ball fake, Elby. Try and penetrate, kicks it backwards to Job, whips it past to Elby. Wing 3, Lincoln Elby, out the front of the rim, no good. Tenhouse will go over the back for the offensive board.
I'd have to agree with that. No,
That was a foul, or that was a foul, or was it a bad call? Matt, you saying that was a foul or not?
Yeah.
Okay, that was over the back.
Yeah, it was over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just watching Coach Douglas to make sure that he was talking to the official, one of the players, and I think it was a good call. I hate to say it, but
4 fouls on Quincy here in the second half, none on the Red Cats. 30-28, Quincy leads. We've been stuck on this score for about 90 seconds or so. Eckford with it out front. Bounce pass to Thomas, left wing. Thomas guarded by Elby, floats a pass to Eckford. Eckford, ball fake, over the top to Thomas, near the volleyball line. Right back to Eckford, right wing. He'll rise for a 3 over Mike Dade. It's too strong. Rebound caroms to the corner. Tenhouse lets it go out of bounds. Quincy ball.
Smart play. Because if you go to grab that because you're stopping and you're trying to grab it, if your hands don't go out the distance to grab that, it always seems like you end up a little short and the ball goes out of bounds on yourself. So there wasn't anybody from Bayview close to getting it, so that's why he let it go.
Cross-court pass. Mike Dade has it. Cross-court pass to Joe, middle of the floor to Lincoln Elby. Left wing Mike Dade. He'll fire a 3, and it rattles out on him. Baseline rebound belongs to Deshaun Haynes. Here's Eckford bringing the ball up for Bayview. Eckford will stop. Bounce pass to Thomas. Float pass right back to Eckford, right wing. Eckford with a bounce pass again to Thomas. Left wing now Dupree. Back up to Thomas. Right wing to Eckford. He'll rise and thought he got fouled. No call. And Wyrather will be called for a foul going after a loose ball. And they're going to say it's a shooting foul.
I would have called a jump ball. They both grabbed it and had it long enough to consider it. But now a shooting foul when they didn't call a shooting foul earlier in the game for Quincy?
If there was a foul on a shot, it occurred on Eckford's attempt, not on Deshaun Parker, who steps to the line here. Wyrather's second foul, 15th foul on Quincy. And Parker, who's 3 out of 4 from the line, will try again and hit. He can tie it up with this converted free throw. 2:37 left to go in the third quarter. It's 30-29. Quincy leads, but Quincy still leads as Parker has the free throw rattle out. Elby across the timeline. Left wing Mike Dade. Dade can't use a screen from Tenhouse, gets to Elby. Back to Dade, top of the key. Dade will get around his defender. Fan towards the wing. Goes up top to Lincoln Elby. Right wing now Jacob Job. Job stops. Cross-court pass to Dade. Dade stops top of the key. Tries to drive from the left wing. Fans back out towards the sideline. Bounce pass middle of the floor to Elby. Elby looking for a driving lane. Shovels it to Job. Job will be double teamed. Picks up his dribble. Whips it cross court to Dade. Left open for a 3. Mike Dade hits it.
That was a lot of time right there. Good movement on the passing. Find him wide open Michael Dade. He was set. Nice, easy shot.
33-29. Quincy leads by 4. A minute 50 left to go third quarter. Thomas floats a pass. It's deflected by Elby, and it will be out of bounds to the Red Cats. Elby deflected that pass and ran right into Eckford, and that's a mismatch.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's really a foul on that.
No, I'm not saying it was a foul.
Yeah.
Elby made a nice deflection, but then ran into the 6'5" body, so there was no way he could go get the ball. Parker takes the pass from Thomas in the offensive end. Now Thomas has it, goes right wing to Eckford, right back to Thomas. Thomas wanted to go left wing. No one was there, so he goes back to Eckford, back to Thomas center of the floor, back to Eckford right wing, back to Thomas middle of the floor, left wing to Dupree, rises for the 3, short. Dade has the air ball rebound underneath the basket. Dances around one defender. Middle of the floor, Mike Dade. Goes right wing to Lincoln Elby. Elby will drive baseline. He'll pitch it out to Cameron Gay. Sets his feet, fires the 3, drinks the 3.
I would say right now we're either going to live or die by the 3 because most of our shots have been there.
36-29. Quincy leads by 7. 65 seconds left third quarter. Thomas gets the pass to Eckford. They've switched sides of the floor now. Eckford on the left side, Thomas right side. Thomas has it near the volleyball line. Will now penetrate, and a nickel dime hand check foul. Oh, no, they call a 5-second call.
No, I think they called a
foul. Oh, did he call an offensive foul on the push?
Yeah, let's watch.
Wow. Oh, they called an illegal screen.
32.
I didn't see that. I guess I was watching the ball. Deshaun Haynes called for the foul. His first team foul of the second half on Bayview. So Quincy leads at 36-29 after seemingly being stuck on 30 points for quite a while. Now Elby has it on his hip, and he will let this third quarter run out.
Definitely going for the last shot.
Alternate possession now belongs to Bayview. Lincoln Elby looking for his coach to tell him when to go. Coach Douglas having a discussion with the official. And Coach Douglas saying, you're all right, you're all right. Okay, now go. Left wing, Reagan Tenhouse. Middle of the floor, Lincoln Elby with 8 seconds left. Elby crosses over, finds Cameron Gay. His shot is blocked, but he got fouled on the three-point shot.
Yes.
And Cameron Gay will shoot 3 free throws as he was fouled by Deshaun Haynes, his 4th personal.
Yeah, we'll take it. It was a good offensive set to get the 3-point shot and got hammered on the shot. So we'll take the 3.
Clean block, but then Haynes just
ran into him.
Yeah, the momentum took him into Gay, and Gay got knocked flying. So Cameron Gay will shoot 3 free throws. He's 0 for 4 for the season, and he makes this one.
There you go.
Seven-point run for the Blue Devils here to close out the third quarter. Gay would like to make it a 9-point run if he can convert all the free throws, which he's 2 for 2. Used a lot of the rim there, but got it to drop. Looking for the hat trick, Cameron Gay. As Isaac Edwards is checked in for Deshaun Haynes. And Gay gets the hat trick, free for 3.
Nice.
And the Blue Devils now lead it 39-29. Here's a 3 by Thomas at the buzzer, wide left. We go to the fourth quarter. Quincy leads it 39-29. A 9-point run to close out the quarter for the Blue Devils. Back in 1 minute, Blue Devil basketball on 103.9 The Fox.
At Domino's.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese and Quincy at 223-4623.
Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway. And together, we'll review your insurance needs.
Quincy leads Milwaukee Bayview. 9-point run to end the quarter. Quincy ends up outscoring the Red Cats 12-5 for the third quarter. Tim and Matt with you as it's the final quarter of regulation play in the 44th Quincy Thanksgiving Tournament. Lincoln Elby called for the foul as they tried to enter it to Brandon Eckford at the high post. Elby's 3rd personal, 16th foul in the second half on Quincy. Deshaun Parker will inbound it to Thomas, who will cross the timeline, set up the Red Cats half-court offense. Parker catches, whips a pass, cross-court to Edwards. Edwards, one dribble, bounce pass up top to Thomas. Thomas near the volleyball line, left wing. Now gets a screen from Eckford, can't really use it. Now splits 2 defenders and got held as he tried to split the 2 defenders.
They're going to say it. Shots? No way. There is no way that is 2 shots.
Cameron Gay called for the foul. His second, team 7th, and yeah, he called that a 2-shot foul, and I agree with you. He split 2 defenders, but I guess, Matt, Well, let's see what Thomas does.
He was coming down from the foul on the ground as he misses it. I think he split the two defenders with that hop that we always call about.
Yeah, it's a jump stop, and then he went up for the shot, and I guess the official's saying he got fouled on his jump stop, so there's continuation because he was trying to create a shot. But to me, that's an NBA call, not a high school call.
Yeah.
And doesn't really matter because Thomas misses both free throws.
I also wonder, Todd Wimhander texted earlier, why don't they put anybody up on that free throw line? There's nobody every time that they shoot free throws.
I can't get in the mind of the head coach.
But they've done it the whole game, so.
They're in enough foul trouble as it is. Lincoln Elby with it between the circles. Quincy leads 39-29. Hands it off to Jacob Jobe. Back to Lincoln Elby. Elby gets around two defenders, finds Gay wide open. Free throw line jumper is good as it used the rim 3 times and fell down. Cameron Gay's come on by. He has 8 points all in this half.
Let's stretch this out even more.
41-29, biggest lead of the game for Quincy. 6:50 left to go in the contest. Here's a pass, and Lincoln Elby tried to steal it, but timed his jump wrong and ran into Eckford, and that's Lincoln Elby's 4th foul.
I was going to say, that's 4 on him.
Brandon Eckford will shoot the 1 in bonus. Dade in, Elby out.
And it's time for Michael Dade to run the offense here for a while. I'd say at least about the 3.5-minute mark would be my guess before we see Lincoln again with 4 fouls, or depending on how Michael Day handles those duties.
Brandon Eckford at the line. He's now 2 out of 4 as he makes the first free throw.
No sooner did we say that, they stick somebody up on a free throw line.
Matt Longo, Coach
Maybe
Emeretta.
he's listening to us.
I'm sure he is. Who doesn't listen to us? Eckford makes them both. Makes the score 41-31. Quincy leads by 10. Dade across the timeline. He splits 2 defenders on the dribble, then lost it, got it back, and almost lost it on the pass, but got it to Gay, who finds Joe. That wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Gay has it now on the wing, middle of the floor to Dade. Dade gets around 1 defender, backs it up, now drives towards the baseline. Dade fires it off somebody, and then it's loose and picked up by the Red Cats. In transition, Bayview. There's a shot. Oh, a pass that's stolen away by Cameron Gay. Now the Devils have a man ahead of the pack, but the pass is bad, and Dade goes back to catch it. Now fires the pass to Gay. Steps back, fires the 3, drains the 3. Cameron Gay is feeling it.
The coach down there shaking his head. No, can't defend that.
Thomas no look pass to Eckford. His layup good, and he's fouled by Bland. And again, Parker Bland's just got to let that play go.
Yeah, you can't give that body up and give that foul with your body. He had you beat. Just give him the 2 points and move on. Don't stop that clock.
Eckford scores. He got fouled by Bland. And worse yet, that's Bland's 4th foul, so he has to come out. Wyrather will come back in. Quincy's done a good job on Eckford all night, Matt. That's only his 2nd field goal. He has 7 points. And his free throw attempt is short. And a nice block out by Jobe on the shooter Eckford to get the rebound.
Blocked out like you're supposed to. He went right to the shooter, and the ball came right to Jacob Jobe.
Jobe whips across, pass cross court to Gay. Thought about a pass, then fired the shot too strong. Rebound belongs to Bayview's Nashawn Parker. Thomas has it with Quincy leading 44-33, Red Cat possession. Eckford has it on the wing. He'll dribble drive, get it to the paint, throw it up, no good, and what do we have?
Thinking. You called it. You blew the whistle. Oh. The guy underneath is the one that blew the whistle. Am I right? They're going to call a charge.
Yeah, it's a charging foul. I'm not sure if. I think the 2 officials of the 3 are saying they both blew the whistle at the same time, so one looked at the other, and he went ahead and was the one who signaled the foul call. Eckford draws his 4th personal on the charge. Tenhouse catches far wing, gets it to Cameron Gay left wing. Cross-court pass to Mike Dade. 5:23 left to go in the contest. Quincy leads 44-33. And Coach Podsel wants pressure from his defense. High post Tenhouse catches, gets it to Dade, quickly to Jobe. Jobe fires the pass along the baseline. They work at the 10-house. Oh, a nice double move on the shot, but he missed it. And then a pushing foul called on Quincy.
Yeah, Cameron came in out of nowhere to try to get that rebound, and I think he may have got away with it, but he turned his body and just sort of knocked him over, Oxford. And that's who that's who they're going to call the foul on.
And Quincy's already in the double bonus. So Eckford will shoot 2 here, and the Redcats will shoot 2 for the final 5 minutes and 10 seconds of this game.
It's a long time to shoot 2 free throws the rest of the game.
So Eckford will shoot 2, and he's still feeling the effects of that collision with Cameron Gay. Eckford is 3 out of 6 from the line tonight. Makes the first. 44-34, Quincy leads by 10. 5:10 left to go in the game. Eckford's second free throw is short. Tenas has the rebound for Quincy. Here's a dribble drive by Dade. Got the angle but missed the layup. And then almost stole the pass, and Cameron Gay comes away with a loose ball, shovels it to Dade between the circles. Floats a pass right wing to Job. Almost set his feet, but knows the clock is his biggest opponent. And they work at high post to Wyrather. Stops, turns, gets it to Mike Dade, right wing Jacob Job. Cross-court pass to Cameron Gay. Gay with a drive. He'll rise, has his shot blocked, and then saved off a Gay out of bounds to Bayview.
Yeah, he stayed with it. He blocked it, stayed with it, and did everything that he's supposed to do as a defender. And just when you think you're going to create some space, and I know we got a 10-point lead, Bayview just keeps staying right there and right there, looking for like a little advantage to sneak in and maybe get like a 4 or 6 point run. Hopefully we won't allow that.
Lincoln Elby checks back to the game. As soon as he sat with his 4th foul, the offense got stagnant. So back in the game, Lincoln Elby. Here's Parker to Thomas. 44-34, Quincy leads by 10. 4:20 left to go in the game. Thomas trying to get around Dade, can't. Now he finds Eckford. One dribble, rises for a 19-footer that's short. Wyrather has the rebound for Quincy. Wyrather looking for an outlet, finds Jacob Job. Now Job will whoop a pass middle of the floor to Elby. Bounce pass to Tenhouse. Tenhouse to the hoop, lays it up and in.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get hit, but he kept his balance. Almost like he was going to be a little off balance trying to get that bump, but he didn't. Still laid it in nice.
Thomas all the way to the hoop and scores on the left-hand layup. Timeout, Bayview. Thomas with 6 points. And it's a full timeout for Milwaukee Bayview. We'll take it with them. A 1-minute break. Quincy leads 46-36. Less than 4 minutes to go in the game here on 103.9 The Fox.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
(46-36), Quincy leads Milwaukee Bayview. 3:56 left to go in the game. Jacob Job will inbound underneath the Red Cat basket. Finds Lincoln Elby. Elby beats Thomas and takes him to the basket. Now pitches it to Parker Bland, who's checked back in with 4 fouls. Job gets it to Lincoln Elby. Looks like Bayview's gone man-to-man here, knowing Quincy's going to try and take time off the clock. And only 3 fouls on Bayview as well here in the second half. Elby has it near the jump circle. Calls the chin play. Elby goes right wing to Jacob Job. Job goes high post to Parker Bland. Turns, finds Mike Dade left wing. Underneath Tenhouse. Bodies up on Eckford. Pitches it out Lincoln Elby, top of the key. Backs it up to waste more time.
Yes, I like it. Try to look for them to make that defensive mistake and take advantage of it like that right there.
Lincoln Elby hesitated twice on the dribble, then took Thomas to the hole and scored the layup. First second half basket for Elby. He's got 12 points in the game. It's a 12-point Quincy lead. Thomas with it between the circles. Penetrates and gets the foul called on Jacob Job. If it's on Job, if it's on Elby, he just fouled out.
Yep.
Call it on Jacob Job.
Jacob Job.
His second 2-shot foul, though. Double bonus for the Red Cats. Keshawn Thomas is 0 for 2 from the line.
Little shout out to Katie Wimhainer, who's listening with her dad.
Hi, Katie.
Keep sending me those Snapchats of those basketball games.
Free throw by Thomas is good. (48-37). Quincy leads by 11. And Thomas misses the second free throw. He's 1 out of 4 from the line tonight. Elby gets fouled in backcourt.
I think they're going to take their chances and try to put us on the free throw line. Oh, they got, what, 3 more fouls to give?
2 more fouls to give, then the bonus begins. 14 fouls on Bayview. Job takes the ball from the official, finds Dade. Dade wide open, 3-on-2 developing for Quincy. Dade all the way to the hoop, missed the layup. He overshot it and airballed it. Then Eckford closed out 2 Blue Devils. Now Parker ahead of the pack, and he scores in his foul.
Boy, I don't know how he got that shot off.
Deshaun Parker hits the layup in traffic and got the basket and the bruise. And they call the foul on Lincoln Elby, who just fouled out. This could get interesting here in the final 2:50, Matt.
Yeah, you sure like to have his leadership out there, but you sort of hope that through the first 2 games, somebody had stepped up, and they're going to get a lot of experience here in I don't want to say a tight ball game, but a game close enough that you make a couple of mistakes, they're going to be right back in it. So hopefully, and they missed some free throws, we'll keep that distance.
Parker missed the free throw, couldn't complete the 3-point play. So Quincy leads at 48-39. With 2:40 left to go in the game, Joe penetrates, kicks it on the wing to Gay, who goes right back to Jacob Jobe. Jobe almost taking over the point guard duties here.
Like it. Make their big man come out and guard you.
Quincy overloads one side of the floor. Now Jobe dribbles across to the right wing, gets it to Dade at the jump circle, fumbled the pass.
Can he dribble that?
I wouldn't think so, and Jobe comes and helps out. Jacob Jobe takes the pass, top of the key, goes back to Mike Dade, right wing. Dade's going to be double teamed, spins around one defender, splits the second, and a nickel dime hand check foul called.
Still, they got another foul to give.
I believe they called the foul on Dupree. That would be his first. 15th foul on Bayview. Quickly inbounded, Dade finds Jobe. Jobe left all alone, but not even thinking about the shot as the clock is the opponent now. Dade takes it near the timeline. Gets around the defender. Now we'll take it all the way to the hoop. Shot blocked by Bayview. Thomas has the carom for the Red Cats. Thomas, no look pass to Dupree. Right back to Thomas between the circles. Want to go back to Dupree instead. They get it in the corner. Ball fake, now enter it down on the blocks. Pass across is deflected, and it's stolen away by Jacob Jobe. He'll pick it up just inside the sideline, and what happened? Timeout called by Quincy. 30-second timeout called by Coach Douglas.
I think the young man hit his head pretty good down here. He's down and out.
Well, he's not out.
No, but he's down.
So a 30-second timeout will turn into a longer timeout for the Blue Devils as they'll tend to the injured Red Cat. Is that Eckford?
Yeah.
They tried to make a pass from the point to the wing, and it was deflected, and Eckford went scrambling after the ball, and I think when he dove, he hit a Blue Devil player on a joint, meaning an elbow or a knee, and that's not where you want to land when you're diving for a ball.
No.
So the 30-second timeout called by the Blue Devils. 1:39 left to go in the game. Quincy leads 48-39. It'll be Blue Devil ball, far sideline. On the offensive side of the... Oh, now timeout called by the coach. It's a 30-second timeout called by Milwaukee Bayview. So they've used both their 30s.
He's just giving his young man a little chance to regroup himself.
Oh, I see, yeah. Called the timeout to allow him to stay in the game? No. He's coming out anyway.
Do you have to come out if you're attended to?
Yeah. So after the two 30-second timeout calls by each team, I'll start again. Now we're double-checking things. 1:39 left to go in the game. It's 48-39 Quincy leads. Blue Devil ball, offensive end, far sideline. With Lincoln Elby fouling out, most of the ball handling done by Mike Dade and Jacob Jobe. Jobe will inbound and fires it in. Pass deflected, stolen away by the Red Cats. Dupree will fire a 19-footer that will fall off the rim no good. Tenhouse lost it because he got fouled from behind.
Yes. Not a bad shot, but is that bonus now?
No, it should be the 16th foul. Deshaun Parker fouls, his third personal, 16th foul on Bayview. Gay with a nice cut, but then he threw it right off the knee of the player and then off the chest of Gay, and it's a turnover for Quincy again.
And to explain to those people, if you throw the ball at somebody's foot or knee, they're not going to call it. If the player's foot or knee goes to the ball to block it, then you're probably going to get a kicking call.
Well, that was right off his shin.
Yeah, that was right off his shin.
Quick inbounds. Thomas has it right wing, wants to screen so he can fire a three. Instead fires the three himself and hits it. Timeout, Bayview. Quincy's messing with fire here. 48-42 Blue Devils lead in a minute 23 left to go in the game. We'll take a 1-minute break. Blue Devil basketball, 103.9 to Fox.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
In the game, Quincy leads Milwaukee Bayview 48-42. Reagan Tenhouse inbounds to Mike Dade. Dade takes it all the way to the basket. Now back pass to Bland, who gets it to Tenhouse and hands it off to Dade. Dade dances around one defender and then gets grabbed by Marquise Brown. It's Brown's second personal, and now the Blue Devils will shoot the one in bonus. 48-42 Devils lead, a minute 14 left to go in the game.
I bet you every one of those guys going in for Bayview has too many fouls. That's why he's running those other guys in just to foul. So I'm saying that Edwards, how many fouls does he have?
Isaac Edwards has no fouls.
Oh.
Marquise Brown has two.
Well, it's an offense-defense switch is what he's doing.
Mike Dade steps to the line and misses. Rattles it in and out. He's now 1 for 4 on the season.
A three here would make this really interesting.
Thomas has it far sideline, being trapped by Job and Dade. Finds a man in the corner, up the sideline to Thomas. Right side of the offense, Thomas stays on that side. Now we'll work it to the middle of the floor. Stops, crosses over, comes on the wing to Dupree, who fires the three. It's short, but right to the red cap player for the lay-in. That player being Deshaun Parker. Timeout, Milwaukee Bayview. 48-44, Quincy leads, 51 seconds left to go in the game. We'll keep it right here. 1 timeout left for Bayview.
Well, considering more than a minute ago, we had a 10-point lead, didn't we? With a minute 50 to go. Pretty close to it. 48-39.
9-point lead. Then Lincoln Elby fouled out, and again, he went to the bench with 4 fouls and was on the bench for a couple minutes, and the offense got stagnant, and then Elby fouled out. And I wouldn't say the offense has been stagnant, but they're kind of rushing around and hoping that the clock runs faster than it actually is.
I sort of like Jacob Job out there handling it, bringing one of their bigger guys out. Jacob's more than capable of handling it, but you also have to have those guys step up in situations like that when Harrison isn't in there, whether he's foul trouble or Lincoln.
Harrison's right there.
Yeah, Harrison's right next to me. I was just looking at him. There's a group of kids that graduated last year that are sitting right to our right down there. They have to step up and do that. I mean, because, if he'd get sick, if he'd get
in
hurt,
foul trouble,
somebody's going to have to step up and do that.
Reagan Tenhouse will inbound. He can run the baseline. Gets it inbounded to Dade. Dade spins around his defender, gets bumped and gets fouled by Keshawn Thomas. That's Thomas's second. Mike Dade will be right back at the line for the one in bonus. Dade on the year is 1 out of 4 from the line. And as Matt mentioned, the offensive defensive substitutions. take place. 47.5 seconds left to go in the game. Quincy leads 48-44. Mike Dade needs to knock down these tosses. And he does on the first. Nothing but net. 4th point of the game for Mike Dade. 49-44, Quincy leads. Second free throw.
Nope.
Shortened to the right. 5-point lead for Quincy, 49-44. Here is Thomas. Splits 2 defenders all the way to the hoop. Throws it up, no good. Contact, no call. No charge, no block. Job with the rebound. Outlet to Dade. Dade will spin around a defender and peel back to midcourt and then gets fouled on a push. Foul called on Jalen Dupree, his second.
And I like Michael Dade's decision. He had a lane to the basket, but figured I'm not going to take these 2 points right now. I'm going to try to kill a little more time because I'm going to either get fouled or someone on my team's going to get fouled. Tough decision, though, sometimes. 2 points is 2 points, whether you make it in a free throw or you make it in a layup. It's just a matter of letting the clock continue to run, too.
30.5 seconds left to go in the game. Dade at the line again for the one in bonus. Quincy leading 49-44. Bayview has 1 timeout left. Quincy has 4. Dade misses the free throw long. Dade 1 out of 4 in the game, 2 out of 8, 2 out of 7 for the season. Thomas pass knocked by Dade, but right back to Thomas. 20 seconds left in the game. Dupree will rise for the wing 3. It's short. Rebound. Eckford took it away from Tenhouse. Powers his way up, missed it. Oh, and a late foul called on who? Job.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not quite sure about that. Can you replay that, Alex? No. Yeah, I wish to. Tell your dad to get that technology going so we can do that.
Job's 3rd personal. Eckford at the line to shoot 2. 13.5 seconds left. Quincy leading 49-44. Eckford's first free throw, no good. Oh, drops in.
Did you see a foul?
I didn't see Job commit a foul. Bland was underneath Eckford when Eckford went up. And they say Job bodied him when Eckford went up for the shot. Bayview had 6 players on the floor as there was confusion as to who should go in and who should go out. They got that settled. 49-45, Quincy leads. Eckford at the line for the Red Cats. Misses the second free throw, and Bland has the rebound and gets fouled. Parker Bland steps to the line for Quincy at the other end. 11.7 seconds left. Quincy leading 49-45. Foul called on Keyshawn Thomas, excuse me. His 3rd. Now the double bonus for the Blue Devils as well. Bland will shoot 2. Bland 6 out of 8 for the season. And misses the first long. Blue Devils were doing a real good job at the line until this last 2 minutes of the game. Parker Bland at the line. Spins it, shoots it, misses it again. Long rebound.
Almost got his own rebound.
Pass to Thomas in the paint. Blue Devils let him go up. He misses the layup. The rebound tipped. Eckford had it for a moment. Now Dade calmly takes it away from him. And Eckford gets hurt and a foul called on another player for Bayview, who is Jalen Dupree, who gets called for the foul. Is Eckford hurt or is he just disconsolate? I think he's disconsolate.
A little bit of both.
0.4 of a second left to go in the game, so it looks like the Blue Devils are going to, I don't want to say escape, but they almost turned this into a high wire act, didn't
they? Yes, they did.
Mike Dade will shoot 2. And Mike Dade is 1 out of 4 for the evening and 2 out of 7 for the season. And he makes the first. So Quincy's going to go 3-0 in the Thanksgiving tournament and win the title, which they already had before they stepped on the court tonight. Dade misses the last free throw, and that'll do it. Quincy wins it by the final of 50-45. Quincy 3-0 on the season. Bayview sees their record fall to 1-3, 0-3 in the Thanksgiving tournament. Quincy wins it 50-45. Back with the postgame show in 2 minutes. Blue Devil basketball, 103.9 The Fox.